All right, I'm currently looking over the summit. This is the summit switch or the Cajon Pass, and I came up with this idea a while ago, but I never actually tried it. And I want to see if I can take 10,000 tons over the Cajon Pass with one MP15. So what I'm going to do is just build it real quick here. Let's go with a BNSF. And then I'll just do some coal hoppers. Let's do some auto floods here, BNSF. And then I'm going to bring it up to 10,000 tons. That's good enough there, 10,010. And then I got to put some power on just to get us over the crest. This is going to be kind of like the booster on a rocket, just pushing it up into outer space. And then it's going to detach. These guys will detach once I, let's see, we got these at the back. Let's go with 8. Let's maybe do some SD70s. All right, so we got 8 in the rear pushing, and then these will detach once we get far enough over the summit and head down, and then we got the one MP15. So let's try. Oh, we got another train coming. Make sure I'm on the right track here, because that's the, yeah, we want to be right here. And we could get it fired up. I don't want an EOT because when it drops off, I don't want it to dump the air. And I have no idea if this is going to work. I've never tried this. So my goal is, or I guess my goal is to see if I can make it down the Cajon Pass with just this one MP15 in the 10,000 tons and only using air brakes, because this thing doesn't have any dynamic brakes. Then here's the back. So here's all that power, and this is just going to be pushing. So what I'm going to try to do, my plan here is to have these uncoupled. So they'll be pushing but uncoupled. And then that way, get my brakes on here. And then that way, once I take the power or reduce the power from these back to notch 0 into idle, then hopefully these will keep going and these guys will drop off as we go over the crest. But right now, I don't have a lot of air for some reason. Let me do an auto air brake again. There we go. The main reservoirs were too low. How long is this train? 22 horsepower. Oh, it's not. That's why. Hold on a second. I gotta put the coal in here. No wonder. Gotta load this up. Full. All right, now we are at, oh, so the must have been off a little bit. 9,809. In the in here, it said loaded stats 10,000. Unless it's because it has something to do with, let's see, because sometimes, yeah, see how like these aren't all, there we go. It doesn't always like fill them all the way to the right, probably to make it more realistic. They're all like close to the full, but that's why. That's close enough though, I think, for this challenge. I don't think an additional few hundred pounds will really matter. We're at 10,000 or a few hundred tons. we're close enough to 10,000. I mean, I guess I could place it back down, add some more cars, but this is good for what we're close enough. All right, I think we're getting ready to go. So I need to make sure these two angle cocks are closed because I don't want any air dumping. I'll open the couplers on both sides just to be safe. I don't know if they're going to... you know what? Is this... Because obviously an MP15 can't control DPUs, but I think Run 8 will allow it. Let's see. Where's the DPU leads? Probably on the rear. Yeah. So let's see if I start pushing on the rear, if it will work. Is it gonna let me? Because I don't have a fence that I can control from. Let's see, what's going on back here, and I wonder if it's gonna let me do it with the MP15. It might not even allow me to do it, because you wouldn't be able to do this in real life with an MP15. Maybe that's why. I thought it would still work. But it looks like we're still in idle, so I don't think... DPU fencing off. Decrease fence to enable, but I don't... Let's see if I do that. But these are still staying in idle. Well, there's one other thing. If this isn't going to work... Yeah, I don't think the MP15 will do it. I guess I could just go with a different locomotive, but there's one other idea that I got. All right, let's see if I can make this a helper. All right, so this is the helper lead. So now I should be able to control these. I should be able to. You have helper control, helper unit control, it says in the top left. But do I? Oh, we're in forward. Oh. Okay. Was it in forward before? Okay. Let's see if I take the handbrakes off. Why are the handbrakes not coming off? Oh, now it says no train. Let's see here. Hold on a second. If I put this back to... Let me put this back to DP forward. Oh yeah, now reverser just says DPU. Just wanted to... Oh wait, we're in notch 1 now. It is working. So I think the DPU is working. For some reason, it wasn't working before. Handbrakes are off. Let's pull off the independent brake. It is... Yes. Okay. It's letting me control the DPUs now. Let's get up and make sure. I got to make sure that this is still uncoupled. And it is. All right, we're looking good here. Oh, we don't even have a light. That's okay for this test. I'll tell the dispatcher anyways. I'll tell him we're coming. We're coming over the crest with one MP15. I'm going to start my counter up in the top right there, so I know 4,300 feet. So when we get closer to 2,000 feet, then I know that we're probably over enough. I think halfway over should let us drop off the rear DPUs. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I do the fence. Can I do that? And will it keep these in notch 2? So far, yes. So I do have, even though I can't. Oh, this is great. It's working. Even though I can't see the fence, it's still allowing me to control it like as if there was a fence up. Like if I was in a ES44 at the front. Yeah, perfect. We might have enough momentum already to make it over because we're doing 16. I don't want to get going too fast. Because the only thing I'm going to have on my side is air brakes. Oh, it looks like we uncoupled already. All right, let me put the hand. Okay, we're good. Oh, shoot, I can't do a handbrake on here. Let me delete it because I didn't want it to recouple. All right, boosters off. Now it's all us here, just the MP15. And I got to be real easy on these air brakes because I don't want to overbrake and stop us. Make sure we don't stop though. We make it over the crest. What mode am I on here? Road? That's good. $14 miles an hour. Coming over the crest. Keep it moving. Should almost be past that switch now. All right, now we're picking up speed, so I think we're coming over the crest enough. Remember, this is all dynamic brakes. All right, the counter stopped. We're going completely with dynamic brakes here over the Cajon Pass. I mean, without dynamic brakes over the Cajon Pass. We're using strictly air. And this guy is soiling his pants. I gotta be careful because if I put these guys even came out to watch here. They're taking pictures. If I put the train brake on too soon, it could stop us, but I think it's time now to go with a minimum set. 6-pound reduction on the brake pipe. I guess if I have to, I could So I don't want this thing to stop on us because it's slowing down quick. Gotta drag it a little bit. Oh no, this might be trouble. 12 miles an hour, still slowing down with the minimum set. I might have to do a release. Although the train's not that long, so they should recharge pretty quick. But at any moment, we should start to pick up some speed. They're really grabbing with that minimum set. I'm gonna have to release them. Let them charge back up. We're managing 8 miles an hour. Now it's starting to pick up. At some point, we're going to hit that transition where it starts picking up fast. But thankfully, our brake pipe is filling up. Now it's picking up fast. We're already at 10.5. And we'll be ready. The train brake will be ready for another minimum set here soon. Miles per hour. $16. What's the speed limit here again? Oh, it says 30? Sheesh, I don't think we can get going that fast. Let's get it up to 20 and then I'll try another minimum. Well, maybe 22. Let's get it up to 22 and then I'll do another minimum set. Minimum set. Probably going to need more than that. Let's do a few more pounds. Take it down to 82 on the equalizing reservoir. Take it down. Oh no, we might be in trouble. Might have let it go too far. Now I got 15-pound reduction. Gosh. Might have messed it up now already. 20-pound reduction. Oh, we're holding that 28.8. We're still oh my gosh, it's working. Might even use a little independent here. I'm sure that'll work great. 28.6. Holding right there with a 20-pound reduction. If anyone from BNSF is watching this, this is a good showcase that if you ever had to, you could do it with just one MP15 and 10,000 tons of coal. It's actually slowing down a little bit. 28.4. Is our speed limit still 30? It is. Although I think the rules and regulations require you to go a little slower than 30. Maybe with this much. Yeah, we don't have any dynamic brake. We're failing all the requirements. But it is working though. Let's take a look. Listen to those brakes. 20-pound reduction, 300. We're going to probably set off one of the hot boxes. These axles are at 300 degrees. You can see up here. That one's 260, 278. This is actually working really well, though. I'll let it come down. Let the speed come down, but I don't really have much control over the speed now. I might have to pull on it a little bit if it slows down too much. But this just shows you it can be done. Because there's no way I could release the train brake now. Pulling on it a little bit. I don't want us to slow down too much. Yeah, without those dynamics, you don't really have much control. You know, what typically you would be able to move the dynamics up and down to get your speed dialed in on the little fluctuations, but in this case the only thing I can do is pull on it now. Notch 7. I'm just trying to keep this speed up. Let's just go notch 8. I don't even know if this MP15 is even really making a dent, but we're slowing down, so it looks like I'm gonna have to have to let it come to a stop, set a few handbrakes, and let the air recharge again. Interesting to see how many handbrakes I need to hold us on the slope. 2% downhill. Let's hop out here. Alright, let me set some handbrakes on these cars. Ooh, hot axle. Yeah, these are probably all hot. What was the temp here? Another hot axle? 400. Oh, they're smoking. Look at the smoke coming off the axles. 328. Alright, let's get these handbrakes set. These axles will be able to cool down. It's probably a good thing that that happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6 handbrakes set. Probably going to need more, but let's just see what happens when I release the train brake now. Letting these axles cool down. While are the 6 going to hold? No. There's 7. There's 8, 9, 10. All right, I had to do a shift F5 because it was going to run away from me. I probably would have had to set 20 handbrakes on this thing, but I just wanted to. I did the shift F5. It just applies handbrakes to every car instantly, so I don't have to run around and have a disaster. So The flow's still at 54, so let's see, brake chart. Oh, there's a car, a little bit of stuck brakes. But, well, let's check the reservoir here. Brake pipe 88, aux reservoir. So that looks good. Let's check in the back. 82. So yeah, the rears are still filling up. So maybe I'll fast forward here till these get full and we're ready to go again. Okay, I think we're ready to get going again. So back up at the front now. I don't want to put I'm afraid to put a minimum set on now before we even start moving, because we might not move then. So I'm going to once we just start rolling and we're at like 5 miles an hour, I'll do a minimum and see if that works. So here goes the hand brakes and the independent brake. And we'll do a minimum set. And I'm hoping I can slowly ease into the train brake and keep this thing from just running away so fast. I'll go a few more pounds, 2 more pounds. Go to 10. Still running away. There's a 13 pound. Let's go to 15 pounds. There's 15. So I don't want it to stop on us again, but I don't want it to run away either. So that's 15 pound reduction. We're still picking up speed quick. Put on some independent brake here a little bit. See if that helps at all. Alright, we're at 22. Alright, it slowed down. Nope. Let's do another 2 pounds on the brake pipe. Got the brake cylinder on this MP15 at 50. Holding at 23 miles per hour. Still picking up speed. Oh, we're holding now at 23. Brakes are squealing. Axles are cooking. But we're holding at 23. Let's see now if I can ease up on this independent brake on the lead here and maintain the 23 still. Squealing. Look at that. We're holding at just shy of 24. There's 24. Put some independent brake back on again. Might need to get one more. I'm going to go another pound on the train brake. 72. There's 72. We're at negative 2.1%. Put the MP15 independent back up to 56. We're holding at 24, slowing down. And as we slow down a little bit, I'll ease out of this independent so it's not squealing so much. Doing all right over there? We're doing okay. We're going to make it. We got this. We found the sweet spot. It was 18 pound reduction. We're sitting at 23 miles an hour, gradually slowing down, but we're holding pretty well. 23. Look at that, right at 20. Who would have thought? 10,000 tons. 3,763 feet. 9,874 tons. Horsepower per ton, 0.2. Who would have thought this one MP15 could take her down the Cajon Pass with ease? This thing's saying dynamic brakes who? Just slowing down ever so slightly. Let's see if I throttle up, if that does anything to help maintain our speed. Luckily we got a fire extinguisher in here because it might be needed on some of these axles. I wish I could take like 1 or 2 pounds, put them back on, but unfortunately the train brake only goes one way, and then you got to do a full release. We're still slowing down, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Unless I run on top of the coal cars. Or you know what I could do? Yeah, let me try that. How are we going to do this here? What I need to do is step out here. Oh, no, that wouldn't work. I would have to get to the back. Close the angle cock off like the last car. Bleed the air. So what I'm going to have to do is this. I got to get... Let's see here. I got to run on top of the cars. So I'm jumping across each car. Now I got to somehow hang on. Oh, got it. And then I can close. You know what? Let me hit open and then control. Angle cock's closed. And I should be able to bleed this one. So that just pulled the brakes off of it. But the rest should be fine. Yeah, the rest are fine. Hot axle. But there's one car less brake now. 18.2. Are we still slowing down? Oh, we're picking up. Yes. Yes. I think it worked. We're slowly picking up speed. Oh, I need to go back up here. I was in notch 5, and when I went to neutral, it slowed down. So the MP15 is actually helping with our speed. That's interesting. It's got enough power. Grade is still 2%. At 18 miles per hour pretty well. I want to get it going a little bit faster, but this probably is okay. Holding the 18 mile per hour mark. The alerter was going off. She's so dialed in, I haven't had to hit any controls. Who would have ever thought? These axles are smoking and squealing still. 400 degrees. Can't wait to see the look on the manager's face at San Bernardino when he sees us coming through with just this one MP15 on here. comes a detector, this is going to be going off like crazy. And this is Control Point Cajon coming up. Crossing over here. I'm surprised we're really slowing down now all of a sudden. 16 miles per hour. You can see that car I cut out at the rear is white on that chart at the top. I'm gonna have to run back there and cut another car out, I think. Is saying, what in the world is going on here? Up speed a little bit. 15.7 miles per hour. Now back to 15.6. But we're holding really well. We're in notch 8. Still got that 18-pound reduction on the brake pipe. Let's see if I could jump to the back and cut out another car so we don't come to a complete stop. Alright, hold shift, close both angle cocks, and then click it, bleed the brakes off. Still slowing down too much. Oh yeah, it's leveling off. I think we're gonna have to reset this. I think let's just bring it to a stop again. I'm gonna have to reset it. Because now the Oh, we're back to 2%. From a second ago there it was saying 1.7 downhill, so I was thinking it was, but I know it's downhill for quite a while. Even when like the mountains stop, you're still downhill for a little while. All right, I'll just do a shift F5 again to put all the handbrakes on instantly. Release the air. And we'll let it charge up. Put it's in neutral. I think that might help it pump up a little faster. And then I'll run to the back, and we'll put these back into play, these last two that I cut out. Partial, open, and actually I can open both of these all the way, and I got to partial this one. And that should fill these back up. And I think I'll fast forward again until we're all filled up with air, and then we'll get on the move. All right, I think we're ready to go again. And this time I'm going to just put that minimum 6-pound reduction on right off the bat, because we picked up speed so fast last time. So there's the 6 pounds. Make sure to bail, and then I can pull off the handbrakes and the independent handbrakes off. See, we're already rolling even with the 6-pound. Bring it to 8. There's 8. All right, let's go to 10. 12. And I'll see if I can actually just jam this independent on to keep us in check. 'Cause I'd like to hit a steady. All right, there's 12. It seems like it's, oh, gonna need a little bit more on the train brake. So there's 14. There we go. Let's see what that does. I currently got a 14-pound reduction. It's picking up to negative 2.2% on the grade. There's 16 miles an hour, so we're still picking up speed. See if I could take 1 more pound off. All right, there's equalizing reservoirs now at 75. It's tricky because it's not a perfectly straight, consistent downhill. You get the curves which slow you down because of the resistance. Sometimes the grade itself levels off more and then picks up again. But with the train brake, you can't really adjust for that. You can only adjust for more and not less. use this independent again to help keep us in check. We're at 20 miles per hour. All right, I'm gonna have to go another pound. So we're at 73 on the equalizing reservoir, 23 miles an hour. Speed limit says 35. Picking up speed to 26, but I don't want us to slow down to a stop again if I can avoid it. Let's see what this detector says.
Ambient temperature 77 degrees.
.8 miles per hour. £18 reduction. We're about to hit 30 miles per hour. We're getting out of control again. I got a 21-pound reduction. The grade is 2.2% down. I went too far. I was trying to go 2 and it went 3. I held the key down too long because now we're slowing down again. 29.2. See if I could cut off 3 at the rear. Oh gosh, we're going so fast. Whoa. My mouse. Got it. Let's close those. Now I can bleed these off. Still slowing down. I just took the brakes off of 3 cars at the rear. You know, when the axles are cooking here, 400 degrees again. We got all these hot axles. Whoa, this one's 475, 474, 484. But I don't know that run a, other than, you know, giving you the hot axle, hotbox at the defect detector telling you to stop your train. I don't know that it actually degrades the brakes or has any of that simulated. I'm not sure. Like if it actually, they'll get, just roasted and then you just have zero brakes and then you just run away. I don't think that happens. And I guess we're testing it right now, and so far they're still working just fine, even though they're on fire. Well, I think we've proven that it can be done with just one MP15, although, it does require coming to a complete stop, letting the brakes cool down and letting the air recharge and then starting up again. And I don't know, I feel like once these brakes are on fire, I feel like they'd just be toast. I don't think you'd be able to start up again. So in reality, could you do what we just did? Probably not, because after the first brake fires, that probably would have been the end of the story. So let's just try something here. Let me try releasing the brakes and putting them back on. And we'll just see if we're completely screwed or if it's possible to... I don't think it's going to be possible, because by the time they charge up, we'll be going way too fast. But this will be a test to see if you can release them and then put them on, see what happens before they're fully charged. See, we're already almost at 30 miles. We're picking up speed fast. Let's go back to a 20-pound reduction and just see if it'll hold. Alright, there's 20 pounds. 36 miles per hour. 37. We're doing 40. Now we're over the limit. We had a 20-pound reduction, but I checked the brake chart. Yeah, see, it's not... See how it's kind of orange? It's not as red. Let's do a full suppression. But because they hadn't fully filled up yet, even though we did a 20-pound reduction, the cars, all the tanks on each car weren't fully filled yet back up. So the brakes are not applied as strongly as they should be had they been completely filled. And at this point, I think we're out of luck, because we're approaching 50 or 48. We're on full suppression. You're gonna have to try an emergent... Oh, wait. 48. Let's get the independent on. I think we're slowing down. That's an interesting thing. If you apply the brakes... No, I think it wouldn't work. I was going to say, like, if the brakes were applied, train brake, train brakes applied and all the tanks on each car hadn't been filled up yet, would they still fill up? But I don't think so, because the air's not flowing through the brake pipe to each car to fill them up, because it was dropped down. So I think you're just out of luck there. 46, 47, 47. Well, it is holding at about 47 miles per hour. Wonder what the axle temps are now. 415, 477, 461. All right, let's put it into emergency, see what that does. guess that was just the emergency sound. Yeah, we are slowing down, so it is working. 475, 540 degrees, and climbing. Yeah, we're at about 500 degrees now on these axles. Smoke is just pouring out. "2D smoke is pouring out of the axles." Well, I think we'll end it there. I think we accomplished what we set out to do, which was see if it could be done, and I think the answer is no, but also yes. So hopefully you enjoyed this one, a little different from a normal video, but I enjoyed it. I had fun doing this. We'll have to do more of these.